so glad they put Untucked after this show because Untucked has just been juicy. So the Safe Queens are backstage and Eureka is just on one. So y'all were talking about Untucked. Y'all weren't talking about this episode because everybody was like tweeting me and Instagramming me, was just like, girl, Eureka, and not like really telling me what happened because I haven't watched it yet. And I was like, well, what did Eureka do while watching the episode? And now I'm getting it. I just did not understand where it was coming from. She was just like, I should have been in the top 3 or whatever. And I'm just like, Eureka, there's a time and a place when a queen thinks that she should have been in the top 3. What you pulled today, I don't know how you thought that. And I love you, sis, but I don't know how you thought that that Kojic church mother outfit that you wore should have got you in the top 3. No, not when there's a Cameron. Absolutely not, sis. Not when Aquaria and Miss Cracker are still breathing. What, are you nuts? So she was just like on one. Vixen, who was really cool, calm, and collected. This is who I think Vixen is. I'm going to just say that and move on. Who was really cool, calm, and collected. They were talking about the competition. Vixen and Monique were just elated that they were safe and, you know, just relishing in that. And then Eureka kept on trying to come for them, like calling them crafty queens. And she said it so many times that Monique was just like what are you trying to say? Like, you know what I mean? But they still didn't feed into Eureka. And I feel like Eureka has this thing where she is just consistently annoying, like the baby brother or sister who like constantly want attention. And when people are talking, they don't like that they're not the center of it. And I feel that that's Eureka, because when she made the comment about being top 3, she wanted everybody to talk about that or have some kind of reaction to that. And when people just moved on with the conversation, she felt a certain way. So she kept on trying to get the conversation to come back to her, but nobody was like really featuring her or trying to go there with her. And she was just trying to make something with somebody. And I was concerned for her because I feel like Vixen is not the one to make an issue with. But I guess Vixen was on a good day, or maybe this is who she really is, was not really like getting into the fray with her, or maybe Eureka is big. I don't know. Sometimes you got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. But anyway, she like, and I hate when people do this, especially if you don't know me. The Vixen was speaking and Eureka like tapped her body to like take her focus away and get her attention on her and to stop her in her thought. And Vixen was like, please let me finish, because y'all don't have the relationship like that where if she's talking, you can just put your hands on her to like stop that thought and bring attention towards you. It's just very rude and disrespectful, especially if you don't know the person and don't have a relationship with them. The only person who could do that to me is my mother. I don't like that, you know what I mean? But that's my mom, okay? I respect her and I love her, and she will, you know, end my life. She always tells me, I brought you in this world and I will take you out. So I ain't gonna tell her, you know, don't touch me. You know what I mean? It's so disrespectful because you're letting the person know that what you're saying is not important. I want to interrupt it because I have something that is better to say at this moment. And that's what the Vixen was getting, and she felt a certain way about that. So she was like, let me finish my comment. So then she started speaking. Then her and Monique were dialoguing in a conversation, and Eureka got upset and was just like, I'm gonna get up and get my cigarette. I'm tired of hearing you speak. Like, where did that come from? Nobody in that room was giving off that energy. Everybody was just elated to be safe but Eureka. And because she wanted the attention to be on her, whether good or negative, she just had like this whole little fit to try to turn this conversation around. And it just made her look awful in the end. It really, really did. While we're here talking about that, I want to talk about something that is completely has nothing to do with the fact that Eureka is being a big baby. Blair's makeup. I got a close-up of her makeup. It reminds me of Pheromone. I love that look, Blair. This is, for me, this is the best makeup and hair look I've ever seen on Blair on this season. Whew! Yes, sis. You know what? Oh my gosh. I just feel like RuPaul's Drag Race needs 2 nights. It needs 2 nights. First of all, they need to have their episode on Thursday nights. Then the next day, we need to have an hour-long Untucked, because this was way too much happening in like the first 5 minutes of this show. Vixen and Eureka get into it, because first of all, Vixen read her down. The Vixen is a great reader. Eureka gets upset and she's just like, you're letting Monique do what you won't let me do. And the Vixen is just like, you just are basically calling her a brat. You're just upset when you don't get your way. You're making this way bigger than what it really has to be. And that is true. What I know about Vixen is that, unless it's producer prodding, from what I've seen, I don't think that she makes situations. I feel like people come for her and she finishes them, and because she finishes them, those people play victim, and all of a sudden the Vixen becomes this bully. But I'm standing with her again on another Untucked, because this situation that happened is clearly Eureka's fault. It did not need to go there. It did not need to go there. And Eureka has a slick mouth and she says nasty things to people, and because she's been through a lot or whatever, you're supposed to overlook that. No, that's not how life works. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. You can't talk down to people and say nasty things and calling them all kinds of B's and saying F them and don't think that people are going to have a reaction. And this is another thing, Eureka, do not make your mother's ailment or issues a way to attack the Vixen, because I felt like that's what she was trying to do, because the Vixen was just like, I'm not your mother. She was not commenting about Eureka's mother, who we all know is sick. She was not using that as an attack, and Eureka was trying to go there, but the Vixen would not allow her, because the Eureka, when she is wrong, she looks for areas to play victim so that her wrong could never be addressed, and so that the person who she feels wronged her apologizes, and they be like, oh girl, it's okay, it's okay. No, Eureka, you have to apologize. You created this situation and you were wrong. Mayhem still needs to apologize to Monique, and that hasn't happened. I hope it happens on Untucked, because that is a deserved apology. Props to the Vixen. Maybe it's because Eureka is like big and tall. Maybe that's why the Vixen was holding it together, but Eureka was standing in her face doing all this with her nails. Where I come from, that's grounds for like, nuck if you buck. You know what I mean? Like, she had these long nails and she was in the Vixen's face like this. I was getting heated, but the Vixen held her own, and she was just like, you are who I saw in season 9. And Eureka, to be quite honest with you, people did not like that person because you were confrontational. Then to walk away from it and be like, oh, I just was testing her and now I know who she is. So you're trying to say that you intentionally created that situation to push the Vixen over to find out who she really is. It just makes you look worse. I wish you would just shut up and take your cigarette break. Mayhem, where are your loyalties? Do you have any allies, or are you just playing the game? Either way, I'm not really bothered by it, but I just feel like Mayhem agrees with everybody and then she makes everybody enemies. I don't know where Mayhem lies, and I think that's going to put her in a very dangerous place within this competition, because nobody can really trust you. You talk bad and good about everybody to each and any person. You throw people on the bus, then you're telling your people you're taking them out. Sitting over here agreeing with Eureka, who is making absolutely no sense. So I don't know if the Mayhem is playing the game, or she just don't have no loyalties. She just seems all over the place to me. Mayhem don't have no loyalties. And I'm not saying she should be loyal to the Vixen, but I feel like Mayhem would be talking to the Vixen about Eureka like this. This is what I'm getting from Mayhem, and I'm so disappointed. I thought she was a better queen than that. Again, I'm going off of promos and interviews. I don't really know these queens. Eureka, sis, I love you. Even though you are so wrong in this situation, I still love you. And because I love you, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't think that any of these queens think of you as competition. I think although you do great looks and you have a great personality and you're naturally funny, I think everybody's always betting on you taking yourself out the competition. And we see it every time. You know what I mean? Like, you just take yourself out of challenges. You make issues where there are none, and you don't look like competition because you're constantly looking like a problem. So nobody can really see you as somebody who can take them out when they're looking at you to eliminate yourself. I'll say this, I like how they immediately squashed it. You know what I mean? I like how Eureka was able to realize that she was wrong. I like that Mayhem made that joke. I just don't know if it's really done, but I'm glad that they were able to move on, at least in this moment. So the top and bottom queens come back, and Monet Exchange is just all kinds of emotional, and she thought she was on the top. That's the problem, Monet. It's like the taste level is just not there. See, I could respect Cameron because she was just like, this Martian look wasn't my best. I wanted to do something else, but this was all I could come up with in the time. You know, she got that it wasn't all that she could have done so much better. The fact that you think that the first and last looks were enough to get you on the top. The fact that you can't see that there were issues, that's the problem. And that is why you're in the bottom, so that you could be challenged to pull something, another level out of you, because it just wasn't good, Ma. You deserve to be in the bottom, but you're a ridiculous performer and it saved you, but you gotta know that that was not okay. And the fact that you don't, that's worrisome. So Dusty, you know, Dusty and Monique were both very emotional. Guys, did you think that like 2 New York queens will like be in the bottom and be going like at each other at the end? Like, I would have never saw that. When the New York queens were announced on this show, I was just like, definitely, they're all going to be tops. Because like New York is just on another level. You know what I mean? Like, that is like the city that like makes you, you know what I mean? I did not think that we would have like 2 New York queens in the bottom on like episode 4. And I didn't think that Monet Exchange and Dusty Ray Bottoms would be lip singing for their lives against each other, but that's just how this show goes. You never know. And I don't think this one was storyline. I don't. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Yeah, so that was shocking. Whew, stay woke on this show. You never know what's going to happen. And then Dusty did something that, if you've been watching my reviews for a while, you know I hate this. She starts going through her closet and just saying, oh, there's so many things I wanted to wear. I wanted to wear this and I wanted to wear. Guys, please. I'm hoping that there is a drag queen who has auditioned or wants to audition for RuPaul's Drag Race watching this. Please tell your sisters, tell everyone who will listen. If you are going to audition for RuPaul's Drag Race and you get on the show, don't save not one outfit, even if you don't think it's going to work that week. Wear your best garments as soon as you get there, because it is never guaranteed that you are going to stay. And most of the times when you give a terrible performance, that garment saves you. Please don't hold outfits. Dusty has some great stuff, and I'm like, sis, why did you hold it? Why did you send down this crackhead fairy when you had that stoner outfit? That's like the outfit with the slurs on it. That would have been so great to just wear on Mars. Like, you can really make it into something and be like, these are now in Mars, these are not slurs, these are, you know, words of affection, terms of endearment, you know, something. I just really felt like I was looking in Dusty's closet, like, you had all of that stuff and you gave us like coked out Kris Jenner. What, baby? In that bad wig. Ugh, well, either way, sis, you made it to RuPaul's Drag Race Season 10. This was a phenomenal season. The fans, everybody is really loving it. It's probably going to get nominated for an Emmy. It was a good season. Well, so far, it's been a really great season. And this of all seasons, this is the one to be on, okay? You did that. Y'all really, really did that. So keep your head up. You won't be on All Stars. How could they not keep that personality and also keep that face? Dusty Ray Bottoms is gorgeous. Like, okay? That's where it ends. Untucked has been really, really good this season. I'm glad we don't have to wait to watch it the next day online. I'm glad it's right after. And I think they're really doing great with the like edits. The queens are really bringing it. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I hope you're enjoying it. And I hope you're enjoying watching me and kikiing with me through Drag Race and Untucked. I really do appreciate it. I thank you for watching. I thank you for liking. I thank you for commenting. I thank you for subscribing. I thank you for sharing. I really, really do appreciate it. It is an honor to get to do this and have people who really enjoy it and look for it when I normally post it and come and find me when it's not up. I like, that doesn't bother me. I really, really do appreciate it, because it lets me know that you love what I do and you really do enjoy it. And not to be predictable, sensical. What is going on with me today? I think my ponytail is too tight, but whatever. I love it. I do. Thank you, guys. See you next week for another juicy Untucked. I'm going to bed. Love y'all. Bye.